divine masculine, and why he becomes distant when he fears deeply. If you are watching this video and you feel that your divine masculine seems distant, cold, withdrawn, like he doesn't care about the connection anymore, step out from this cycle and stop for a moment. Now listen carefully, because what's happening in his world is not exactly what you assume and what it seems like from the outside. Hi, I'm Agi, transformational life coach and autogenic training therapist, and I'm guiding divine feminines and divine masculines on the twin flame journey, and also others not on the twin flame journey, to their authentic and true self. So let's go back to the topic. When a relationship reaches a certain depth, when it's not just about the surface level attraction, but the deep soul level connection, sometimes inside the divine masculine, something triggers. And not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels so much. For thousands of years, just think about it, the masculine energy has been programmed this way. Be strong. You can't show weakness. You have to fight, so you can't show real vulnerability. And you have to keep the control. If you lose it, then you are dead. Never rely on emotions. It's taking you somewhere else and you don't want to go there. So when the twin flame connection comes and it activates actually all the old programmings. And this is like an identity crisis for the divine masculine. And what is the reason behind of stepping back? When he steps back, it's not about indifference. It's about his own overwhelm. Inside him, it's activated beside the romantic feelings, the same from the low level of consciousness here, the fear, the self-esteem, the lack of the self-esteem. I'm not enough programming. What if I fail? So the fear of failure. And what the divine feminine often sees is he just pulls back and he's not interested. He's just cold. He's just ignoring me. He's not behaving well. He's not taking actions. But inside, he might be thinking, what if I'm not enough for this relationship? What if I can't hold this woman or man, because it's not about gender? What if I fail in this depth because I never experienced it so far? The masculine identity is often tied to competence, to success and control. And when this emotional uncertainty arises, the whole sense of self feels shaky, unstable. So what is the real reason behind the coldness? What many misunderstand in his coldness. So it's often shame. And shame is the lowest frequency on this scale. He can't speak what he truly feels. He can't sustain emotional intensity steadily. He can't give what he assumes he needs to give. And the shame is the deepest wound in the masculine energy. For him to acknowledge that I failed. I am weak. I'm not a real supporter. I'm not a real man. So he retreats. He builds walls and shortens or completely stops communication, becomes logical again, distant, controlled, and not because he doesn't feel, not because we are actually don't count in his life, but because he doesn't have any idea how to handle this whole situation. And what's happening energetically in his process on the twin flame journey? It looks like this. Deep connection activates. Divine Feminine arrives and announces her expectations or just showing her nice energy. Old wounds come to the surface because of the heart opening. Then the triggers come and showing all these old wounds. And then he feels that if I don't withdraw, I'm gonna die. And this is a cycle. Activation, heart opening, trigger, withdraw. And he will enter this cycle again and again. And often this happens absolutely unconsciously. And it needs to happen for a reason, to break these old patterns. And it has an effect on his entire life and all area of his life. In a career, he needs to shift. In relationship, he needs to shift. In financial situations, everywhere he needs this shift. And he needs to disappear for doing all these. Because real transformation should happen inside. He can't manage this connection, the outside, and also change everything and build a new self inside. And here is what most people miss. While you are watching him, what he's doing, how he's doing, why he's not doing this and that, waiting for him to wake up finally, there is a question you are not asking. What is happening inside me at the same time? The twin flame connection is never one-sided, it's a mirror connection. He withdraws emotionally. You might also be holding back in your own life. When he feels, I'm not enough, you might feel in your life somehow not enough, or the opposite, I'm too much and I don't show myself. He hesitates to fully express his emotions, and you might hesitate to fully step into your true self and show it. And what is the true role of the Divine Feminine then on the journey? The biggest trap for the Divine Feminine is focusing only and really only on him. You analyze, understand, and feel too much. But in the meanwhile, you delay your own visibility. You hold back your true voice, opening the heart, the throat chakra. You don't fully step into your calling. You fear rejection and you carry old wounds at the same time. And you just look at him and you realize all these things in him because it's a mirroring. And as long as the attention goes on him, you avoid going deeply into your own healing. And this is distraction. So let's talk about now how you can go back and raise your frequency on your side. It's not about positive thinking about your divine masculine, about him. It means like closing to hurt him or closing these old wounds and discussions in your head. Releasing the I'm not good enough for him programming. Stepping fully into your mission, whatever it is, and becoming visible. Ugh. When the Divine Feminine enters her own energy, everything changes. The dynamic changes automatically because we don't have to achieve anything outside. We are not manipulating the situation, but because the system balances itself, because it's one energy, the two of them, the two of us, the Divine Masculine can arrive stable in the connection because it's we are not longer feeding their system with I'm not enough, but integrating the power in us, and they can integrate the power in himself. So we are never watching his moves again, but by focusing in our own fulfillment, we can speed up the reunion. Because what we see outside is often not really what's happening inside. And this is exactly where most people misunderstand the process. So if you feel him pulling away again, remember, it's not rejection, it's the transformation inside him. And you are invited to focus on your energy. Step fully into your life and raise your frequency, and the rest will unfold naturally. If you wish to receive support on this journey and you resonate with me and whatever I'm telling you, you can come for a short free discovery call, and you find all the details in the video description. And don't forget it. Reach your soul and trust your intuition. Happy day.